Council stands, council is approved policies. Council is approved. Sheets are all flat sheet. The campus council is approved. So governing board की CID verification. So that's Sir, हमारे पास के लिए देखिए हाउस एसोसिएशन जो और फॉलो basically we are only charging for the hospitality for that. Rest of the station we are charging.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Respected Principal, GDC Baramulla, Professor Moshifil Sir, Dean Skill and HOD Physics, Professor Tariq Ahmed Chalku Sir, Dean Sciences, Professor Sadat Hassan Kar Sir, Dean Research, Dr. Humana Qadri, Dean Academic Affairs and Control Examination, Dr. Abdul Bhatt, faculty members, participants and their students, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. My name is Dr. Saeed Mutahar Akib and I teach computer science in this postgraduate department of the college. And I welcome you all to the inaugural session of 2-week interdisciplinary research workshop on analytical instrumentation, tools and techniques, organized by the research of the college. On behalf of the organization, I extend a warm welcome to all the distinguished guests, persons, faculty members and participants who are gathered here today. Government Degree College Baramulla has a rich legacy of imparting quality education and promotion of research excellence. As a college which is NAAC accredited A, an autonomous institution, and a college with the potential of excellence, we continue to strive towards fostering an environment that encourages innovation, skill, and interdisciplinary learning. The basic objective of this workshop is to bridge the gap between theoretical knowledge and practical applications in the realm of advanced analytical instrumentation. We aim to equip our participants with hands-on training, enhancing their research skills and competence. The workshop will cover various techniques, including spectroscopy, chromatography, and statistical analysis, and much more. So, before we begin with the proceedings of the program, we will start out with the Tarana of the college. Thank you very much. We are honored to have with us the deputy principal of the college, Professor Mohammed Shafiul sir, who has always been a guiding light for our institution, encouraging academic excellence and research. So I now request the principal, to formally welcome our guests.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhanallah, ilmi lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilman Rabbi zidni ilman nafi'an. With the faculty of my college, participants from other colleges, dear students, I welcome you all today in this first opening ceremony of our 2 weeks workshop on instrumentation tools and techniques. We all know that science grows with experimentation, and experiments are largely dependent on instruments and latest techniques. In order to bridge the gap between concepts and applications, the continuous training is necessary to enhance the technical skills of the faculty. In view of this, our college has taken the lead in organizing this type of workshop for the first time in the history of the colleges here in our valley. The motive behind this workshop is the fact that most of the college faculty are not well trained or well acquainted with majority of the laboratory instruments, equipments, etc. As we gather here, we stand on the threshold of learning, sharing knowledge, and advancing our collective expertise in handling laboratory equipment. We believe that familiarity with the laboratory equipment is not just knowing how to operate it, but understanding its principles, maintenance, safety protocols, and its role in producing results. This workshop aims not only to acquire technical skills, but also a platform for collaboration where we can exchange ideas, solutions to various challenges. Interaction between the participants and experts can lead to innovations and extend beyond the institution as well. Finally, to the participants, I encourage you to engage fully, ask questions, take advantage of opportunity to deepen your understanding. What you learn here will not only benefit your personal and professional development, but will also contribute to the larger scientific community. I'm also thankful to our esteemed faculty and other facilitators for their willingness to cooperate for these 2 weeks workshop. Their guidance will be invaluable in this direction. On that note, I declare the workshop officially open. I wish you all a fruitful and insightful experience. Thank you very much. Especially, I'm highly thankful to Dr. Humera who have come up with this idea, first of all. And at that very moment, I told him that you go ahead, and it will be indeed a very, very fruitful exercise so far as our institution, this autonomous institution, is concerned. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful words. Like our body principal said, this workshop is first of its kind being ever organized in any college of higher education department of this United Territory of Kashmir, where a real hands-on experience on instrumentation and other research techniques will be imparted to our participants. Thank you very much, sir. This workshop would not have been possible without your support. I would now like to request our Dean Research and convener of the workshop, Dr. Humera Kadri, to give us an overview of the workshop and the structure of the workshop.
Thank you very much, Dr. Said. I would like to begin with the words I just wrote now that this is the beginning. We have begun and we have to lead with a purpose. We have not just organized this workshop for making a mark that we are conducting events and organizing events in our college or to just spend money purposelessly, but we are organizing this workshop for the purpose of upgrading, updating, and facilitating our faculty. With these words, I begin. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. First of all, I welcome you all to this very humble effort made by the research committee of this college, along with all the resource persons involved in the workshop. And I would like to especially welcome my teacher, Dr. Qazi Azfar, who has taught me in my college. And she was the first teacher of chemistry I came across when I got into my first year, and maybe she was just out of the university that year. And welcome, ma'am. It's a privilege to have you on board.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. And it's an honor to see you in this position.
Thank you.
In this college.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's an honor for me.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am. Thank you so much. So, the purpose of the workshop was particularly, first of all, for the faculty of the college because we wanted to facilitate in-house trainings for our own faculty who have to think 100 times before approaching or proceeding with the trainings. They have to think about their classes, they have to think about the labs, and they have to seek permission from the administration that whether they can go or cannot go. So this is the first of the efforts that we have made in this direction that the faculty can go for in-house trainings without actually having to go anywhere to other institutes. And the kind of trainings that have been imparted from time to time by different universities and institutions that we have attended as orientation and refresher and other training workshops, we have not come across any which we call a fruitful conclusion of the, because we used to have different lectures. One lecture was from the business administration, and other was used to be from physics. So they were just mere lectures. So actually, what we used to, there was a kind of monotony that used to keep in during the course of the workshops. So what we are trying to do is that we are actually trying to inculcate such a kind of training for the faculty of the colleges, the faculty of all colleges, in fact, wherein they can actually have a takeaway from the workshop. So in this particular time when we are not in competition with each other, we are all qualified. We have all come through PSC, so our intelligence and our capabilities cannot be questioned because we have proved our mettle there in the interview only. But having said that, at this point in time, we are completely in competition with the artificial intelligence that is following us to the classroom and is waiting for us outside of the classroom and is also present in the minds of the students who we are teaching. So this competition is very tough. Maybe the competition with each other would have been easier, but the competition with AI is very tough, particularly when in other countries the AI is replacing the teachers. So in the present times, when you have to stay relevant in the classroom, and the student does not think of you as not as better as the AI that they have in their phones, so you have to be updated. You cannot afford that you will be from a single discipline. You have to have a multidisciplinary and an interdisciplinary approach in your teaching, wherein you ought to know the basics of everything and you're specialized in your own subject. So we made a humble beginning and we were met with hindrances. Yes, we were met with hindrances. This was basically a different workshop. We wanted to make it a state of art workshop, but we were questioned and we were questioned in detail. But it's okay when you are trying to make a difference. You're always met with those hindrances and hiccups. That's completely all right. They only make enhance your efficiency rather than they don't walk you down. So I am deeply indebted to the members of the research committee and to the faculty of the college who came up and said that they will facilitate the conduct of this workshop through their resourcefulness, and they will be delivering and they will be delivering on their expertise. And then we came across many other faculty members who we do not know that they have those that kind of expertise or that kind of specialization. So during the course of the preparations of this workshop, we were able to understand that what kind of expertise we have in our college and what kind of resources we can cache for this workshop. So thank you, all the members of the research committee. Thank you, all the faculty of the college. Thank you, Principal Sir. Thank you, Tariq Sir. Thank you, Dean Sciences, for facilitating it from all the science departments. And thank you, everyone, for being a part of this workshop. I wish you all fruitful deliberations, and I hope that when we gather together for the validity session again, we will definitely have a good feedback to carry, and we will have good takeaways. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Uh, Thank you, ma'am, for outlining the goals and schedule of the workshop. I'm sure that these 2 weeks shall be promising and highly enriching and full of learning opportunities for everyone involved. And I also agree with you when you say that we all must stay ahead, as the evolution of AI may render some of us, or even other part of the world, they may render useless. But the thing is that we must always try to use AI as a supporting technology. If you remain unaware with it, then eventually, yeah, you may find yourself in a difficult situation. And as far as I know, you have always flourished in the face of adversity. So it doesn't matter. Congratulations to you, ma'am. I know. Invite our staff secretary and Dean Skills, Professor Tariq sir, to deliver special remarks about the organization of this workshop.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mutari. What the principal of the college, members of staff, particularly the participants from other colleges, the students. A good beginning has been made by Professor Lomsa and Dr. Mara. discussing the takeaways from this program. And I'll try to, again, enrich the same picture without going into any other details. I see that coming of NEP 2020 and its implementation in this union territory among the first two states is a great step because the educational policy has been revised and redacted after around 34 years. The country stands right now at a very strong threshold vis-a-vis the rest of the world in terms of the technological development, skill development, and the educational competence. Like if you see that the average age of this country is around 29 years, compared to Europe, where it's about 46 years, compared to Japan, where it's about 44 years, compared to US, where it's about 42 years. Why I particularly named the Western countries? Because they are right now the pioneers and the leaders in the world of technology and skill. Somehow, having an average age of 29 years, it is for these students. It has also made the competitions very stiff among those who want to excel, either in research or in the job market. That's why you find that in almost all the states, including ours, the unemployment is on a rise. The second aspect of NEP, which I would like to highly emphasize, is that it has given a very diverse choice to the student to go through the courses, which can be to the extent of designing his own degree. Somehow, this thing was not happening in the past practice, and it has come in as a new thing. The third very important thing is that it has made education and teaching as casual as a person can get a degree through online mode without attending an institution and without going through the course of action which we faced at one point of time. We returned many people that this course you cannot do as a distance board. This one you can. But you see that the world over now things are happening. That many things are shifting towards the virtual mode of teaching, towards the online mode of teaching. And people are getting successful stories from that side. We have a couple of case studies where this type of practice, the online education, may surpass the regular and the offline mode in certain areas, which is a challenge to us. When I say challenge to us, recently I was not very surprised to find a letter being circulated by higher education department where it has been pointed out that please tell us how to go about increasing the enrollment in the colleges, that the student enrollment is decreasing, and please find causes of that and give us the remedies. Now, there's a law of least resistance, which we call in physics as something where you push current into a circuit, it will always try to find the path of least resistance. And there is another law we call as law of least action, even though it is not applicable to the human behavior. But I find that people will try to go to the market on the basis of economy. If a person can find a degree from a place where you can get it with the economy of time and economy of spending money, he will definitely push in there. If you go by the enrollment of IGNO over the last couple of years, it has increased exponentially over the last 3 years. After particularly the onset of COVID, maybe people find now a norm in an educational degree which they receive through the distance mode or the online mode. This is a challenge for us now. How it is a challenge for us? That if we really want to send our USP into the market, that what we are good at, I believe that I may not be in a position to fight out that person who is teaching on YouTube or through internet on a theoretical topic which he can do better. So I am in competition with the world teachers now that if they are doing it and that also they are doing it free of cost because the democratization of knowledge is so extensive that you get it at the rate of 300 rupees per month and limits are not set. It can be up to the sky. I am getting it 300 rupees per month that if you have a connectivity and you have a bandwidth available, which Jio is giving you or some other ISP is giving to you, you are competent enough to receive any level of knowledge and any level of competence at your own pace. Now, this challenge when I was trying to envisage that how could NEP bring in such a devastation? Because the infra which is involved and the type of the GDP which is going into education sector, is it really going to benefit? Results are coming. Very sorry that either you regularize the institutions in a way that you give them that kind of enough competence and enough authority that they are not surpassed, or else you liquidate the institutions in the first place. If it is not happening this year, we have to be prepared for the coming 5 years, which are going to be very, very crucial for this whole scenario. Now, what are the places where we are protected? We cannot be surpassed. We cannot be conquered by the virtual world. Only experimental techniques and laboratories. Because these are the places which are immune to any kind of exploration which a boy or girl cannot do at home. But he can do anything else at the home, and that also in the comfort, without spending even a penny of going and coming to the college. These boys and girls, some of them must be spending 200, 100 rupees per day. They don't have to spend it. Let them be in the comfort of their home. In the heat and the cold, they are always more comfortable there. And let them appear even in the examination, which is in online mode, through the same place. So that way, we deemed it very essential that the accomplishments which we have already taken up related to NEP 2020, which includes the conduct of a national level conference on NEP 2020 in the year 2022. So we were among the first institutions in the Union Territory that who sensitized at least that what has come new and what was happening old, let's work on the differentials. And some of the serious differentials which we have to take care, and I request all the participants that even during this course of the workshop, these things have to be seriously addressed. Skill development is one. The multidisciplinary mode of education is two. The interdisciplinary mode of education, teaching and learning is three. The consideration that equivalence to online and offline degrees is to be now taken as a statute. We cannot do anything about it. And we have to give enough emphasis on innovation and research, not waiting till a person becomes a postgraduate, but even if he has got some metal or doing some entrepreneurship or doing some innovation at the threshold of his education in the college, we must take it. And not only that we address it to the students of the college, we have to spread this awareness and message to the masses outside the college, even if they are school dropouts or they are college dropouts. Because the story goes like this, that you look at the world today, the best innovators, be it Facebook, be it WhatsApp, be it Google, be it Microsoft, they are the dropouts of the institutions. They could not assimilate the curricula which were framed for them. They designed their own course of action, designed their own degree, and they have given the results to the world. They happen to be the top 5 the companies of the world. They happen to be the people having that much, amassed that much of wealth that it is more than budget of some of the countries. And they happen to be the corporates who are guiding the world in what direction it should. AI is one of them. So that way, we have to be a part of the solution as well as understand the problem and be prepared to take the challenge of guiding this. One of the other steps which this college took all across the year 2023 was getting aligned with National Skill Development Council and becoming a training provider and having 12 training centers covering the areas of vermicompost, solar photovoltaics, medicinal chemistry, mushroom cultivation, welding technology, ornamental fish and fisheries, organic farming, dairy technology, food science technology, and others into the sleeve so that we are able to address the differential, as I said in the beginning, the differential of NEP 2020. Now, this workshop, I feel, is that given the overall 360-degree kind of exposure of a researcher or an expert to all the techniques, because usually we have demarcated ourselves into the subject streams. I am a student of physics. If I tell somebody, or somebody tells me that you come to the chemistry lab and learn a technique here, I had resistance. But please shut that mindset. Because if at all anything is going to work now, it's going to be collaborative, and the challenges are very stern, because the world is not going to wait for us to evolve into the practice of doing that type of craft which we have not done so far. So that was one very serious objective of this workshop, that build up a workforce which does not now demarcate humanities from the science. In the science, it does not demarcate the chemical science from the physical science and from the mathematical science and the biological science. Right? That way, until and unless we go with the norm now that we are going to be jacks of all, maybe master of none, where it was earlier that you are jack of none but master of one. So that paradigm is shifting away. We have to be very conscious. And 30 years of turbulence has given a very serious back row, or it has put the experimental work into the oblivion. If you go by these boys and girls, tell them that I find a student who comes to my lab, he has not held a multimeter or over the 12 years of his education so far. A multimeter is a simple device which in his home, a class 8 pass electrician can beautifully do, but he was not exposed to the laboratory work. So this turbulence is going to be a vicious cycle which may impact the whole process until and unless we break it somewhere. And this is the time we break that shackle and we bring the people into consonance and into sync with the experimental and the laboratory work, even if they have missed it before. So that way, madam, please allow these students also, whosoever is willing to attend a certain session in a particular lab, please allow them also. And for the students, you are unfortunate is that you are sitting in a very serious molecule. The explorations are happening at a very fast pace. Shut that mindset of being with the streams. You have to cut out yourself and don't keep this thing in mind that research is only after master's program. You can build up your competence even being at home. I don't mind that if you are doing your job from 10 to 4 here, and then you go home and take up your area of competence and start working on that. So be very awake and very forward looking. I'm very happy that the colleagues who are joining us from outside the college, they will add expertise to this workshop. Being a teacher of Dr. Humera as suitable, and she has found us suitable to join our institution and be an expert here also. This is going to be a very interactive type of exercise. We would have dropped all the kinds of resource person others. Anybody can do whatever he can do the best. So the forum is open to all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your insights and highlighting the significance of this workshop and how we must keep ourselves relevant in the advent of ICT and other communication technologies and the other latest pedagogies. I now request the Dean Sciences, Professor Sada Sankar, remarks about the workshop.
Thank you. Worthy principal of the college, the faculty members from the college and outside, and fellow students, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good morning. This morning only I was informed by Dr. Humera that I have to deliver some talk. Okay, whatever brief I could gather, I'll try to communicate it. To me, interdisciplinary research, the theme of the workshop, is a multi-pronged approach to research, combining knowledge from multiple disciplines to search for solutions to complex problems. All disciplines excel in their own. We have a brief history of interdisciplinary studies in our own state. If we go back in history sometime back, we used to have compound arts, where humanities students were given an option to study mathematics, though it was not considered a part of humanities. Okay, then we had geology and geography. You could do an MA in geography, you could do an MSc in geography. Okay. So we don't, it's not anything very new. When we had Renaissance saw an increasing interest in studying multiple ancient philosophers, whether they were Greek, Roman, whether they were Arab or Indian, from different nationalities, they were all polymaths. They were all polymaths. So they were interdisciplinary. They had knowledge on different subjects. To cite a simple example, we had the genius versatile, who was Leonardo da Vinci, a great scientist, a great painter. Okay. Now we have examples from the field of medicine and all that. Actually, what we did, the theoretical part and the applied part were separated. They were not combined together. The applied part was taken separate and the theoretical part separate. Otherwise, there are applications, interdisciplinary applications in every field. If you take the field of medicine, our fellow people from the physics subjects know that after some weeks of the discovery of X-rays, they were used to investigate fractures. Just a few weeks later. We have the basic equipment stethoscope, which works on positives. We have linear accelerators. We have MRI machines, which work on NMR, nuclear magnetic resonance, the spectroscopic portions. So it has always been there, but the need is closer together. Every field has excelled. People have excelled, people have developed instrumentation or software in their own fields. The need is to integrate them, leading to the ultimate goal, which is welfare of the human beings. For example, if I go back in, we were teaching sodium potassium pump, people from biotechnology, they know it better. We have the application of Ohm's law. We have ice called V by R there. We know 3 sodium ions go into the cell, 2 potassium ions come out of the cell for each ATP consumed. We know there are channels, they carry current, they carry voltage, dynamics are there. Pharmacology, chemistry is as important as thermodynamics in visualizing the transport across the membrane, because ultimately it is the cellular level at which we have to go for the treatment. So we have to study the dynamics, the cell dynamics, there everything is combined. Your physics combines, your pharmacology combines, your zoology, the cell structure combined. It's all interdisciplinary. And every field has developed instruments in their own. So what we need to do is we have to combine them. For example, presently we are talking about quantum computing and all that. I was yesterday out of a seminar, I was just discussing with a person from computer science. He informed me that it is the quarks. When we move to the nuclear, the subatomic level, we have protons, then we have the quarks, the super quarks, the top quarks, very small particles, may be considered as fundamental particles. Those may be used for the algorithms instead of the switches on and off, 1 and 2, or 0 and 1. So there are revolutions. Everything is hidden there. It needs to be discovered. And we can bring together technology. For example, the tools, the software tools will be very handy in producing people with skills. Because as was mentioned, we need skilled individuals for progress of the society. The data indicates that India, despite having a high literacy rate, has a very low proportion of people who are skilled, who have skills. Okay, so skills can see a transformation from developing to a developed India. And for that, all the disciplines have to come together. The research has to be shared. A common collaborative platform has to be achieved or prepared, wherein complex problems can be solved, as I mentioned earlier, for the betterment of the human welfare, or for the betterment of the human quality of life. And I congratulate the organizers of this workshop and wish them all the best and wish all the participants a very good, knowledgeable session. Sorry, schedule. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. He likes said gone are the days when rote learning used to fetch a job or even make you pass examination. Now is the time where hands-on skills are very important. Even if you may somehow pass the exam and you have not learned or you have not attended your labs, you will not be able to fetch a job. So thank you, sir, for deliberating on the evolution of interdisciplinary studies, the importance and significance of multidisciplinary sciences and hands-on skills. Now, to formally conclude the session, I request our Dean Academic Affairs and Controller of Examination, Dr. Obduru Bhatt, to deliver his concluding remarks, and also he will propose a formal vote of thanks.
Respected Professor, Dean Science, Dean Civil, and other colleagues and students, Assalamualaikum. It is very difficult to give the concluding remarks when I was not present for the whole session. But I think yesterday we have discussed here that why the interdisciplinary is essential this time. We used to have a time that NMR was a baby of only the physical science. It was a baby of a chemistry. But if we see that MRI this time, which is working on the same principle, is huge in the medical science. So there are a number of techniques which are multidisciplinary in nature. The basic thing is that we should know about those techniques. When we know about the technique, when we know about the basic principle, then only we can try to bring it in our own domain. We may be able to shift it from one domain to another domain. So it is not that we are here to be master of all domains, but we will actually excel in our domain when we know about other domains, and when we know that how we will mix other domains with our domain. That is interdisciplinary. And as Charles Schwab said that it is the NAP has given this concept. Actually, before NAP was the CPCF has given the concept of interdisciplinarity and knowing the things. And NAP has given more meaning to this interdisciplinary workshops. So I express my gratitude to the principal sir. It is very difficult to uh, disseminate the knowledge from one to another, but who has given us a chance to conduct such workshop, who has given us a permission, who has facilitated us to have this workshop here. So I would like to thank him, sir. Thank you, sir, for giving us a chance for this conducting this workshop. Then I express my gratitude to the Dean Science and Dean Civil for sharing their words of wisdom. A good listener is an important as one's speech. A person is a good speaker only if there is a person who listens him very well with patience. So we can only have such workshops only if we have the participants who are ready to learn. So we are very thankful to the participants who have actually taken part in this, who have registered with us to be the good learners. And a teacher can be only a good teacher if you have a good student here. A student who is equally responsible for learning and who is ready, who has the zeal to learn the things, then only we have good teachers. So I thank all the participants of this program and the students who are here for this program. I express my gratitude to all these students. At the last, I express my gratitude to all the non-teaching staff for supporting us for organizing this workshop. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Before we conclude the session, I would like to request our participants, especially our student participants and our outstation participants, and even all our registered participants, to give your introduction about your major subject, your कहाँ से आए हैं, your college of affiliation, into the house. One by one, we'll start with, I think we will start with the student participant. Yes. Yeah, faculty. Yeah, let's start with the faculty participants. Yes. The registered participant to the workshop.
Department of Botany. Assalamualaikum to all. I am Masih, Department of Chemistry of this college.
Sir, I'm Kongu from Computer Science Department.
Dr. Nisar from Department of Computer Science.
Yes. Can you pass on the mic?
I'm Dr. Industry from Department of Chemistry, EDC Baramulla. Zahid Nafi from Department of Zoology, GVC Baramulla. Dr. Muhammad Amin, Department of Zoology, GVC Baramulla.
Assalamualaikum. I'm a student of Department of Science. Assalamualaikum. I'm a student of Department of Science.
Assalamualaikum. Saya Bashir Nabu, former student of Disciplinary. Dr. Gautam from Department of Environmental Science, JDC Baramulla.
Good morning, everyone. Assalamualaikum. From Department of Political Science.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Dr. Shah from Department of Social Work. Assalamualaikum. I'm Dr. Sharma Krishna, Department of Psychology, JDC.
Assalamualaikum. I'm Nusrat Rahman from the Department of Chemistry.
This one more way. Yeah.
Assalamualaikum. Myself is Rashid, and I am a student of Department of Chemistry.
Thank you very much, everyone. So, before we conclude the inaugural session, I would like to express our gratitude to all the our guests as well as the participants for making it here today. Special thanks to our esteemed guests for their inspiring speeches. A big thank you to all the organizing team, the resource person, the supporting staff for their efforts in making this event a reality. I would also like to extend my gratitude to the participants for their fruitful and engaging learning experience in the coming weeks. So I think now we should break for tea, and the technical session will commence shortly thereafter. Thank you all.
We have a slight change in the program since we're breaking up for tea now. So after tea, we'll be directly going to the biotechnology lab and starting with the first technical session. And I guess we'll be free early, and then after the technical session, we'll be having lunch, and then we all can go with on video. So,